Welcome, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving deep into one of the most transformative aspects of gardening that can literally make or break your growing success. Whether you're nurturing delicate seedlings or establishing a thriving raised bed garden, the foundation of everything lies beneath the surface in that magical substance we call black gold, premium, nutrient-rich soil. Creating your own soil mixes isn't just about saving money, though you'll certainly do that. It's about understanding exactly what your plants are growing in and having complete control over their nutritional foundation. When you craft your own soil blends, you're essentially becoming a soil chef, combining ingredients that will feed your plants for months to come while improving soil structure, drainage, and water retention simultaneously. The foundation philosophy: understanding what makes soil truly golden. Before we dive into specific recipes, let's establish why homemade soil mixes outperform store-bought alternatives every single time. Commercial potting soils often contain fillers, inconsistent ingredients, and may have been sitting in warehouses for months, losing vital microbial activity. When you create your own blends, you're working with fresh, active ingredients that provide immediate and long-term benefits to your plants. The secret to exceptional soil lies in balancing three critical components: drainage materials that prevent waterlogging, organic matter that feeds beneficial microorganisms and slowly releases nutrients, and mineral components that provide structure and essential trace elements. This trinity creates an environment where roots can breathe, water can move freely, and nutrients remain available without washing away. For raised beds, you need a soil that can sustain plants throughout an entire growing season while maintaining its structure and fertility. This recipe creates approximately 8 cubic feet of premium growing medium, perfect for a 4 by 8 foot raised bed filled to 12 inches deep. Start with 3 parts high-quality compost, which forms the nutritional backbone of your mix. Choose compost that's been properly aged for at least 6 months and has a rich, earthy smell without any ammonia odors. Add 2 parts coarse coconut coir or aged pine bark mulch for organic matter that improves water retention while maintaining drainage. Include 2 parts screened topsoil from a reputable source, avoiding clay-heavy soils that compact easily. Finally, incorporate 1 part coarse perlite or pumice to ensure excellent drainage and prevent soil compaction over time. The beauty of this mix lies in its longevity. Unlike lighter container mixes, this blend maintains its structure throughout multiple growing seasons. The high compost content provides slow-release nutrition, while the organic matter creates countless microenvironments where beneficial bacteria and fungi thrive. Expect to spend roughly $40 to $60 for enough materials to fill a standard raised bed, compared to $120 to $180 for equivalent commercial raised bed soil. Container gardening demands a completely different approach because plants are entirely dependent on what you provide in that confined space. This recipe creates a lighter, more porous mix that drains quickly while retaining adequate moisture and nutrients. Combine 2 parts high-quality compost with 2 parts coconut coir for moisture retention and organic matter. Add 1 part coarse perlite for drainage and 1 part aged bark mulch or leaf mold for additional organic content. The key difference from raised bed soil is the increased perlite content and the absence of regular topsoil, which can become too dense in containers. This blend excels because it creates the perfect environment for container roots, which, need more oxygen than their in-ground counterparts. The increased perlite ensures water never pools at the bottom of containers, while the high organic matter content provides consistent nutrition throughout the growing season. For large containers or multiple pots, this mix costs approximately 60% less than premium commercial potting soils while delivering superior results. Recipe number 3, No-Dig Garden Gold. No-dig gardening represents the future of sustainable growing, and your soil mix should support this philosophy by building soil health rather than depleting it. This recipe creates a living soil ecosystem that improves year after year. Layer 3 parts aged compost with 2 parts chopped straw or hay for carbon content and slow decomposition. Include 1 part aged horse or cow manure for additional nitrogen and organic matter, plus 1 part leaf mold or aged wood chips for long-term soil building. The final component is 1 part coarse sand or small gravel for mineral content and improved drainage. This mix works because it mimics natural forest soil development. The straw and wood chips break down slowly, feeding soil organisms throughout the season while building organic matter content year after year. The combination creates a self-sustaining system where earthworms, beneficial bacteria, and mycorrhizal fungi establish permanent populations that continuously improve soil health. Initial costs run higher at $50 to $70 per cubic yard, but this investment pays dividends for decades as the soil becomes more fertile and productive each season. Alright, so seeds require a completely different environment than established plants. They need excellent drainage to prevent damping off disease, a fine texture for easy root penetration, and gentle nutrition that won't burn those delicate seedlings. To create this specialized blend, use 2 parts finely screened compost, making sure there aren't any chunks larger than your pinky nail left in there. Then add 2 parts coconut coir or high-quality peat moss, which helps with moisture retention and gives you that fine texture seeds love. Next, include 1 part vermiculite for moisture retention and mineral content, plus 1 part fine perlite for drainage. And finally, the last touch is about half a part of aged worm castings, which provide gentle, immediately available nutrition. This recipe really works because every ingredient is chosen specifically for seed germination. The fine texture lets those tiny roots penetrate easily, while the vermiculite holds moisture consistently without ever getting waterlogged. Worm castings bring gentle nutrition that won't shock your seedlings, and the high organic matter content creates the slightly acidic environment that, honestly, most seeds prefer. A small batch of this mix costs under $25 and gives you enough medium for, well, hundreds of seed starts. Recipe number 5 is our heavy feeder vegetable blend. Tomatoes, peppers, corn, and other heavy-feeding vegetables really need extra nutrition and deep, rich soil that can support their extensive root systems all season long. To build this powerhouse blend, start with 4 parts aged compost for maximum nutrition. Add 2 parts aged chicken or rabbit manure for extra nitrogen, and mix in 2 parts coconut coir for water retention. Then, add 1 part coarse perlite for drainage, and 1 part kelp meal or rock dust for those trace minerals that heavy feeders just can't get enough of. This mix delivers because it provides both immediate and slow-release nutrition throughout the entire growing season. The high manure content supplies nitrogen for vigorous vegetative growth, while the compost provides balanced nutrition and improves soil biology. The mineral additions ensure plants have access to micronutrients often depleted in intensive vegetable production. Though this blend requires the highest initial investment at roughly $60 to $80 per cubic yard, the resulting harvests easily justify the cost through increased yields and improved plant health. Smart gardeners know that ingredient sourcing can dramatically impact both cost and quality. Municipal composting facilities often sell excellent compost at a fraction of retail prices, typically $15 to $25 per cubic yard delivered. Local tree services frequently provide free wood chips and aged bark mulch, though you'll need to call ahead and arrange pickup. Coconut coir, bought in compressed blocks, costs significantly less than expanded bagged versions, and a single compressed block expands to fill several large containers. Building relationships with local farms can provide access to aged manure and quality topsoil at wholesale prices. Many horse farms are happy to sell aged manure compost, and small organic farms often have excess compost available seasonally. Purchasing ingredients in bulk during fall or early spring typically yields the best prices as demand is lower. Understanding why these mixes outperform commercial alternatives comes down to soil biology and chemistry. Fresh, homemade blends contain active microbial communities that immediately begin establishing beneficial relationships with plant roots. Commercial soils often contain sterilized or depleted organic matter that requires weeks or months to develop proper biological activity. The balanced ratios in these recipes ensure proper carbon-to-nitrogen ratios that support healthy decomposition without tying up nitrogen that plants need. The varied organic matter sources provide food for different types of beneficial organisms, creating diverse soil ecosystems that support plant health naturally. Proper drainage materials prevent the anaerobic conditions that promote root rot and harmful pathogens, while ensuring adequate air spaces for healthy root development. Your garden success starts with the foundation you provide, and these 5 soil recipes give you the tools to create that perfect foundation for any growing situation. Remember, great soil isn't just about this season's harvest. It's an investment in years of gardening success. Ready to transform your garden with these game-changing soil recipes? Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden for more insider growing secrets, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to unlock the true potential of their growing spaces. Your plants will thank you and your harvests will show the difference.